FM.
So this is where the podcast comes from. Oh, it's happy, aren't it, Clousy?
Yeah.
No two ways about it. First of all, thank you for coming on to the podcast, James.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. So this is James Clowes, nickname Clousy, as known in the butcher circles. He's a BC2 Butcher England athlete for, is it England squad?
Yeah.
Futures?
In the England squad.
England squad. So, tell us about your sports upbringing from a young age.
So, I didn't really know about disability sport till I went to Toulouse School when I was 11, and that when I got introduced to a range of different sports, including boccia. And then when I was 14, I went to the National Junior Games, and that when I really fell in love with boccia, and I won a silver medal there.
So before you went to Toulouse, was it motion schools you were at?
Yeah, I was at both my infant and junior school and mainstream schools, so there was no provision for disability sport or anything.
So how did you get by at school before that? Before you went to Toulouse?
It was like my mainstream school was okay, apart from certain aspects that I could join in with, like sport and certain other activities. But it was fine for junior and infant school. But I knew going to senior school I wanted to be part of a community, really.
So when you were 11, you went to Toulouse. Was that year 6?
Year 7.
Yeah. So yeah, because year 7 is yeah, so you would have been part of the Toulouse school.
Yeah.
Part of it. Yeah, because Toulouse is did you was it residential? Did you stay there?
Yeah. So I boarded from 11 and stayed at the school till 16, and then went to the college and had 3 more years there.
And to stay there weekly or yearly or
I stayed there weekly because I had to get home to go and watch the football.
yeah. It's quite funny actually that you mentioned Pompey, but you know there's a sort of Southampton shirt there.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Toulouse, you started at Toulouse. I'm assuming by your age, that you met Bowie there. Was it Bowie with Bowie there?
Yeah. Yeah, so when I went to the junior national games, Barry was there supporting us, and I knew Barry from the house, like the boarding house anyway. But like when after Stoke Mandeville, Barry invited me to the bocce club, so he used to coach the bocce club at the school once a week, and that's when I started training weekly.
And was Emma Smith there at that point?
Yeah, Kim was there. Like Kim was there for all my PE lessons at school.
Yeah, we should just clarify for viewers and listeners that Em Smith is a PE teacher at Toulouse, and Bowie is a well-known bocce coach. He then went on to manage the 2012 Paralympics the games. So just making sure when we say people's names, just to power through there. And so with Toulouse, how did you manage schoolwork and sport? Manage the two together because Toulouse do quite well with that, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing GCSEs, I was on the GB 10 pathway, so I had to, when I knew when I was going to train or competition, I spoke to my teachers, and they were really good and flexible at letting me do hand-ins early or looking at ways in which I could do the work around when I had camps and competitions.
It's very good, isn't it? And then it seemed like a very quick progression. So, how long into starting Toulouse did you get into the England squad?
Well, I kind of played bocce for fun in PE for a few years, and then after Stoke Mandeville, I did it a bit backwards because I got onto GB Talent before I got onto the England squad. So I had a few months with GB Talent, and then like I think 2 months later, England approached me and said I got a place in the England squad.
Okay. Oh, that must have been because it was on the CP Sport, and then Botrongan came in.
Yeah,
Is that the because GB sorry Ballsy Sport did GB, and then Botrongan came in on about 11 years ago.
yeah, right.
Was that when you got onto the England squad at that point?
It was still CP
Oh,
Sport.
okay. Yeah. So how did it work with CP Sport or before Botrongan? All I've known is Botrongan. So tell us a bit about how it worked under CP Sport.
So CP Sport is an organisation that did a lot of disabled sports and help manage clubs and competitions. But then bocce got so big, they realised that they needed staff to purely focus on bocce. So that's how, like, Bocce England kind of broke away from CP Sport to become Bocce England.
Oh, fair enough. And then with Botrongan, you then managed to complete more nationally. You won various awards um, at your time. So tell us about your first success in a national competition.
Um, so my biggest achievement nationally is winning nationals in 2013. That was like my biggest achievement nationally. And then this year I came second in the B Cup final because the B Cup kind of took over from nationals. So the B Cup is like our nationals now, and then I won silver there.
And then that will take up to last, wouldn't it?
Um,
Or
so
was it just first?
so it first for the
Yeah.
British slash wild card.
And so when Botrongan was formed, did you do Hako Cup first? Or because you're part of England squad, that you just did B Cup far at its time?
So I will Bocce England had regionals and then nationals.
Okay.
And then when they decided to do Heathcote Cup and B Cup, I went straight into the B Cup.
and you've stayed there ever since.
Yeah.
If you have. And so, and then I looked around you last night, as I do, and found out that you did a few internationals. In is it you did more in pairs internationally and individuals?
We have done one international singles, it was in Prague, and then as a team, I've been to Vienna, Poland, and Holland.
Yeah, and I was going there.
So in my third international in Vienna, we got bronze. And in Prague, I got silver for my first individual international. And then there used to be a Cheshire International when we used to invite lots of countries over to England, and one year we got bronze there.
With so with it had various big successes. When did you go up into the college actually? How many years ago is that now?
So I went to college between 2010 and 2013.
Oh, so secondary school then, blimey. I'm just trying to make you feel old.
Uh,
That's all it is.
thank
um, and then, did you go to Orphan College?
no,
Tours.
no. So I did my A levels at Trudeau.
Yeah, because I just again mentioned the some Toulouse students they get the chance to go to Alton College, which is a local mainstream college around Toulouse, around Alton and Hampshire, and so sometimes some students go part time at both colleges, and they've got Toulouse staff that go to Alton College to support the students there. But no, I guess it's been at Toulouse. And what degrees did you, what A levels did you choose, GCSEs did you?
So A levels I did art and design, but focusing on graphics. And then I got an AS in ICT, and I did my certificate of personal effectiveness, and that what got me the UCAS points to come to Solent Uni.
It's good that you mentioned Solent because that's the bit we're going to go on to now. So Solent came away, or was it Solent? No, Solent. Solent came along. So when did Toulouse show you different universities that you could choose from, or how did the process work?
So they helped me look at prospectuses and what different unis offered, but then ultimately I decided what uni I wanted to go to. I mean, ironically, I believe things happen for a reason, because Solent was actually my second choice uni. But I didn't get into my first choice,
And what was your first choice?
Portsmouth.
Of course, Portsmouth, fan, of course.
But actually, I think getting into Solent was the best thing that could have happened to me, not just for like my graphics course, but for the HPA and everything they offer in terms of sport support.
I was going to ask actually, did Portsmouth offer that?
So Portsmouth had a sport scheme similar, but actually having looked around the facilities, it wasn't as good as what I got here.
Fair enough. And with that, did you do a foundation or straight into degree?
I went straight into my degree.
3 year degree.
But yeah, however, I decided to do my third year part time over 2 years because I found the first year straightforward and easy, but the second year was a lot of work and I struggled to keep up with the pace as well as training and everything else. So the third year I decided to go part time and that really helped me focus on my work but also on my sport as well.
Well, that makes sense because I was always confused when you said you did 6 years at Zen.
Yeah.
So I was thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that made sense.
And then the final 2 years were my master's
Yes, part time.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about by the time I all up, I was thinking there's something wrong with it. But we did part time in year 3. And with the HPA, High Performance Academy, people in the podcast have actually gone to the HPA before. You might have heard me mention it a few times with them and with Kelly a few weeks ago. So how well did you get on with the HPA? Because I know you had Dan quite a lot of time, and you did you feel like you progressed more in bocce with the HPA?
Absolutely, I feel like with the support of Dan in the gym, S&C, and now Rob, it really helped me focus on strength and conditioning and what I should be doing in the gym. I think Kelly Jones as well as lifestyle coach was amazingly helpful, and to have her support sledding things, going through things was just really money couldn't buy what she brought to it, and I know they've left now, but Granty overseeing it were really good at meeting up and sorting out targets and focusing. And now it's really good that I'm able to be back training with Rob in the gym.
And so we should, when you say support, you mean support from Kelly with organising your timetable, your schedules, and how to fit everything in. Support from Rob and Dan was in the gym, S&C, strength and conditioning. And to get any other support.
I got a bit, I went to a lot of workshops. They were really useful. So we had a nutrition workshop, we had a psychology workshop, and while I was at Sonan on HPA, I accessed a bit of psychology and support that were really good.
And with that, did what's wrong? It was the old sports hall you had
Yeah.
at the start. It was, I mean, it's still there. It's just not being used as much anymore now because of the Sun Sports Complex. And so with the, so did you use the old sports hall throughout your time as a student? Training.
Yeah, I mean, I used that for the first 4 years of being at uni, so it was useful to have access to a court. But obviously now we've got the state of the art facilities. It really good, and equally having. We used to call the old HPA gym the dungeon, because it was down in the basement and
was.
quite compact and visual. But now we got the newer gyms, it really nice and spacious, and we're not on top of each other anymore.
It wasn't until after the interview finished that I forgot about the Butcher Club. How dare I forget that? So here it is. Of all the things I put down there, Senna Butcher isn't father. I just spent too much of focusing on your individual career and I'll thing. So, thank you for coming back on, Chelsea. So, we mentioned the small old sports club that you were in previously. That was at the start of it. Was it just you in Ireland?
And when I first came to Solent, it was me for 2-3 years, and then Will Arnott came on and came came onto the program and started training with me, and then you came.
I did in 2018.
Yeah.
And and then that year was when we set up as well Selling Butcher.
Yeah.
Or back then, Team Selling Butcher.
That was, we won a selfie competition, didn't we?
That we were all that off.
And then that's when the club got set up.
It did.
And it went from there, didn't it?
It went from there, yeah. So as I said, competition that Butchering going to set up as part of their national
Butcher Day.
Butcher Day, I think, on the 27th of September. Self competition. We didn't even know there was one. You've got like a self competition. You've got 3 years worth of membership.
Yeah.
So I thought about to set up a club then to get a free membership, and it's just went from there. And do you think it has grown since then? But for you personally, do you think being part of Selling Butcher has helped you in your career?
Definitely. I think we know each other really well. And I think as a team we gel and we all know what to say to each other. And I think that emphasis on supporting each other really helped me personally and us as a team with it being like when I first came here it was me training by myself. Now I got 4 or 5 people to train with and it's a really good club atmosphere.
And it must help for another individual because if you do it on your own, you'll probably do it against Barry or against your mum or whatever, and you feel all the time. But with a team of people, you can play against other people and people with different classifications, maybe,
Definitely.
and improve yourself.
I think that it's good to do drills and that, but there's nothing like playing other people. And like we at the club, we got your fellow busy vibes and other people who push me, which is really good.
Yeah, well, I was just say back then I was busy too, and then the five. So, and then we were on the same pathway during the pandemic, COVID. We were both part of the Paris ID
Yeah.
for the Box UK, and it got shut down quite quickly after that, didn't it? In late 21. Did you get a response from them about the Paris ID in the end at all? Or?
Yeah, saying that basically I want to go back to my club and England environment and train and work on things and like they still see progression in me, but I wasn't ready to make the jump into transition or the Butcher UK squad yet.
So if I like they look at 1 to 4, they sort of keep tabs on you
Yeah.
after that. And have you had any responses since?
They said that I've been doing well this season, and they're like getting medals at the V Cup and things like that. Shown progression, which is good.
And also being part of what England National League and Super League, that must help them make a decision whether you're ready to make that jump into possibly team and pairs.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to do.
Sorry, I was so listening. Fly into the air. Sorry, carry on.
I think it really it's hard.
Sorry, ignore me. Carry on. Sorry.
It's hard to demonstrate how you perform in team and pairs. So the league is quite a good way to show people how you perform with teammates.
And you're the captain.
Okay.
Well, on the fixture days, you're the captain. So leadership skills. That must help.
I think like having been in and around sport for so long, it's an honour to captain the side and help make decisions. I mean, like I feel we're such a close team now. We all speak about decisions and that.
Yeah.
I know ultimately I say let's do that, but equally good to have your support and everyone else to say, oh, have you thought of this or that? Or
And very quickly, you mentioned we're going back a bit, and then I'll add this and all that. We mentioned the National Junior Games at Statmanville. This so it's held by Willpower. And actually, the Statmanville Stadium is actually where it's been held, and it's part of the Paralympics. It's the home for the Paralympics from the 40s and 30s. And that's the game. It's a showcase, isn't it? It's a showcase of different sports for the Paralympics. And so going to those games must help fuel your sport, because you might have already gone from bocce to another sport, so sport was the right one for you.
Yeah, I mean it really helped show me what disabled how sports were out there, and gave me the chance to try it all. Bocce was the one for me.
Yeah. Yes, and actually that gym that you talk about, Ava Stark, isn't there anymore.
Yes.
It's changing now. I don't think we need to go and do all that now, do we? Comes worse for that. And then when did you run back to West England for a little bit? You did the Scorpions Academy, which was playing again, like I did with Bob, but he was New Knights Academy. Scorpions Academy was sort of near you, and the closest academy to you.
Yeah.
And so, how many years did you spend there? Because I know when I joined it, you were there already.
I think it was 3 or 4.
Before the academies got shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that seemed to everyone joining the academy, it was new as a sort of an academy to progress further into the bocce, with the England futures and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to help feed into the different squads.
And how far did you get with the academy, to the England setup?
So at all the time I was in the academy, I was still part of the England squad. I never really changed. I think in my time, I had like 2 years when I got deselected from England, but then I got reselected and stayed there really.
So, what was the reason behind that deselection?
Yeah, at the time results hadn't gone my way, and actually I on reflection, I wanted and needed to focus on my academic work and get that done. And actually, I'm really pleased because I've achieved what I wanted to do academically, and now I'm back where I was, having achieved what I wanted academically. So I think like every cloud has a silver lining, and that really helped.
And did you feel at the time that deselection helped you?
Definitely. I think obviously everyone disappointed
Yeah.
with the selection, but I think it gave me the hunger to go away, work on my game and work out what I needed to do to progress back to where I was.
That was that given to you by the staff, or did you both talk and decide it was uh, the best opportunity for you to finish off your studies?
So they England decided to deselect me.
Yeah, and you agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And was this when you were doing your masters?
It was it was like after my first year of uni.
Oh, well, okay, that far back.
Yeah,
So 2 years of the selection that over year two, and then the first half of year three
yeah.
part time. Okay.
But then like it worked out well because then when I was reselected, I would then do my studies part time, so I was able to focus or focus on both because I had the time to get in the training plus the academic work.
That makes sense. That sounds like a good plan.
Definitely.
I mean, tell us what you graduated in. Your BA, your undergrad.
So my BA was in graphic design.
So your A level sort of helped.
Yeah,
And then your masters.
the market was in visual communication. So it was basically an extension of my graphic design. I was able to carry on improving my graphics with it. But it was a lot more theoretical, and like in a good way, it challenged me to think about why I did things, not just I do that because it looks pretty. It's good to say I did this because
Yeah. And so why it's not similar, is it? Your BA to MA, it's slightly different.
I mean, it was kind of like a natural progression. A lot of people that do the graphic undergrad did my masters because they're they're very different courses,
Yeah.
but the actual subject matter is very similar.
Because it sounds like when you see the title on the
Yeah.
masters, it sounds different, but actually, when we look deeper into it, it's quite similar.
Definitely.
Okay, got you there. And so was there what grade did you get in for your undergrad? Was it a 2-1?
I got a 2-1.
Yeah. And then your masters?
And then I got a merit for my
Merit.
masters.
Yeah. You did very well. Very well.
Thank you.
You graduated? When did you graduate?
I graduated my um undergrad in 2017, and then my master's I finished in 2019. But we had that little pandemic, and then I had to wait 2 years to graduate.
I wish to spend when you're doing a master's, you finish this till about August time.
Yeah.
And then because graduation's on July, you finish in August, so you've got to wait until the next July. But of course, as I say, we had that little pandemic, that little subject matter of the pandemic for 2 years, and you had to wait till 2021, didn't you?
Yeah.
When it was kind of, restrictions were eased at that point. Sort of
Yeah.
at that point. And yeah, no, and so with that, you managed to get uni colours at a Southern Sports
I
Awards
did.
at one point. You must have felt quite pleased with that because the uni colours it shows a dedication or something like that.
Definitely. I'm really honoured to receive them.
And the uni college is determination. I'm pretty sure it says something else as well, but I'm forgetting what the actual the description.
Yeah.
Can you remember?
I'm sure I'm sure it was something like dedication to sport and training and what you do for your sport for the uni.
Oh yes, that's right, because it's similar to you're working hard behind the scenes,
Yeah.
and as well as on calls like that.
Yeah, right.
Whatever it was. I've forgotten. Should have fucking researched that, but never mind. And so now we're going to go on to sort of present day ish now. So with your achievements that you got with the you had your achievements with England, you had your achievements international marine teams, you had success at uni obviously, and then with your BA that helped you set up because when did you start your business? Start support for you.
I started for you and I was doing my masters. So I kind of certain project at my undergrad and my masters, I was able to steer towards setting up my business. So like the logo and that I did a part of a uni project which helped.
Yeah, because it looks like the logo and everything and the website, a very clear website, and it was a quite. You could see it was graphic design, and you could see you've got a talent for graphic design with your website that you put together. So that's coming in handy. And then of course your wheels on your what was it your manual at that point?
Yeah, my old sports chair.
Yeah, your own little graphic thing on the wheels.
Yeah.
To cover the spikes. And then just to explain to the viewers and listeners what Star Sport for you is.
So I set up Startable for you, but I used a few different care companies, and I thought what they offered and did wasn't really satisfactory to what I needed, and I then employed and still do my own care staff. So I decided to set up Star Sport for you to help fellow disabled people employ their own care staff. And then it branched out because we now offer bespoke healthcare training, and also obviously it makes sense to offer my graphic design skills through the business.
And have you always wanted to set up a business like that? Was that always your ambition?
It wasn't like not what I didn't know I was gonna set up the business like when I left school or college. It's just something that when I got to uni, I thought, oh no, there's a market here. And I thought, why not give it a go? And we've been going for 5th year now. And every year we're getting a bit more and more work coming, so that's good.
And are you aiming, is possible for you more for university students or are they for everyone?
Everyone,
Everyone.
yeah.
Yeah. And the team, is it you, your mum, and Barry?
Yeah,
Behind the scenes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's quite good because you got me who's like a person that receives care as well. You got my mum who's a retired nurse and healthcare trainer. And then you got Barry who's the ex-care manager. So I think together we're quite a good team at problem solving and working out what we need to do, really.
Yeah. It's quite funny that you have got your coach, so it's actually your PA and then also your pets care.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Also part of the business too. We go and offer watcher sessions to different organisations too.
And so with the business, how do you recruit staff? Because I know it's quite similar to other care businesses like hostels and
Yeah.
all that kind of like
I mean, like, I think we all know it's quite hard to recruit people.
yeah.
But like what we try and do is get the word of mouth out there and get the advert, try to make the advert appealing and really spread the word really. And like I think we're getting there, but I think also it's educating people what a PA stroke carer does and the realization that what care I might get, someone else gets completely different, which we're all unique. So I think getting it out there about how it all works.
And let me look at uh, your travel blog. You've got you started it 4 years ago. I remember
I started it 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because well, if you know Clousey, you would know that he goes on too many holidays. He goes on too many cruises every year. Um, what we really should be doing, but you know, but that's by the by. So yeah, I mean, so what's the reason behind doing that travel blog or Facebook page or wherever it is?
So it's a YouTube channel
Okay.
linked to a Facebook page called Clapperton's Cruising Chronicles. And I love cruising and find it the most accessible way for me to travel. Because you wake up somewhere different every day, not having to do any waiting at the airport or getting train or buses. And I just thought, why don't I make a few videos while I'm away to emphasize the accessible side of cruising? And that with everything on the whole, cruising accessibility wise is getting better. There's still something that are not great, but on the whole, my channel is to try and share with viewers what the accessibility is like on each ship that I go on.
And is it different companies you cruise on? Because I know I see a lot of P&Q ferries.
I've been on World Caribbean a lot and Princess Cruising. They're the two companies that I've been with so far. But ultimately, I want to try more.
Yeah. And I do find it a bit fun actually. I was kind of on a cruise, I do end up meeting a band, a certain band that you like listening to.
Yeah.
And who's the band?
They're called the Wild Boys. I went on a cruise with them in 2013, and then because they announced they were on the cruise last year, I actually moved my cruise to be on the cruise with them.
Yeah. That's dedication, isn't it?
Yeah.
To a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking that. Oh, it's mad. Um, so with that, have you ever had on a cruise when you have your staying on cruise days? You know those then a day without going on port. Because I spoke to Cass, with hers, and she was saying that Butcher was on the program on one of the cruises. Have you ever had Butcher on any of your cruises?
Yeah, when I just got back from one and they had Butcher on the itinerary, but I got to the long court on the top deck and it was full, so it was like plastic, horrible balls. I still played and I still beat them all, so that was
You
alright.
had a silver lining there, for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've done this before. Yeah. Yeah.
But the trick is, I tell them afterwards, I just play my game, beat them all, and then go by the way.
Oh, dear. Oh man, that's good. And so and then today for training, uh, what's the ultimate goal for you? Going back in the sport now. Sorry. What's the ultimate aim for you? Paralympics. You know, what's the end game for you?
So my ultimate aim is to progress now from England to back to UK and then be competing for their like the major competitions,
Yeah.
so like the Worlds and then ultimately the Paralympics.
And do you think that's achievable,
Uh,
considering age, nearly 30?
I mean, I think Nigel Murray is a prime example that age doesn't really matter if you want something and train
Yeah.
something that much, then hopefully I'll get there.
And wasn't he in his 50s, mid 50s when he played?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's like him, but age is just a number these days.
definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So, how many steps have you got to do? Because I know you have England futures now. You're in that one, aren't you? England.
England squad.
Oh, sorry, England.
So you got the National Talent Development,
Yes.
England Futures, England squad where I am, and
then
UK Butcher. However,
yeah.
like, although the pyramid goes, the pyramid, although the pyramid goes up, you can go from England Future to UK or England, so anyone's up for anything really.
And it's books again, there's also books on the but they've got like a transition squad
Yeah,
that's above you, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got about 2K set up of probably about 2 or 3 stages.
Yeah,
So still a long way to go.
definitely.
It's not like, you just jump in and then that's it. It's
No.
a lot of, there's still a load of steps, or not steps, we shouldn't say that, ramps, shall I say, to get up there. But no, but I think you are good enough to be out there. I do think that you're good enough to be up there. But they must be blind.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not, no, I should say that they're not, but there you go. But at the end of the game, it's what you do, isn't it? And that's everything. And feel like a good place to stop with your future goals. Is there anything else you wanted to mention or anything? Oh, actually, there is. You can plug in your business here, so you can plug in Star Sport for you if people are listening and they want to get involved with either PA or any civil watching that might want to get PAs.
Yeah, tell me. So, Star Support for you. It's about the words, not the number and letter. The words Star Support for you. And yeah, if you need PA support, we can help. If you're looking for like specialist occupational therapy physios, we can help. Training, and also like I said before, any graphic designs of logos or infographics, leaflets, get contact us at Star Support for you.
And it's Star Support and then the number 4.
No, the word.
Oh, the words.
Yeah.
Nice. Because I've just went through your Twitter and for
Yeah,
that's the
that was because Twitter wouldn't allow me that many characters.
No. They only
So-
go up to 15
So
characters.
on Twitter with the number 4 and the letter U,
Yeah.
but on Instagram and Facebook and our website, it's the full words.
And if people want to go on a cruise, or maybe want to listen to the band that you listen to,
Yeah.
how can they what's the YouTube channel?
So the YouTube channel is Clowses, so my surname CLOWES apostrophe S, Cruising Chronicles, and we're on Facebook and YouTube.
And hopefully we'll see you progress further.
Thank you.
And so thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
Voice. Let's go. Voice FM.